Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Business Talks with Saakshi. And today we have with us Ms. Bharti Goel, who is a freelancer who works with corporates, working from home. She is a mompreneur. Being a mom, she's continuing her dream of doing something, and she has a lots and lots of positive things to work ahead. So let's know more from her what she's doing. Welcome today to the show, Ms. Bharti.
Thank you so much, Saakshi. Okay, so I was on my maternity leave, and my baby had the same cycle like any other baby. He used to be awake at night and he used to sleep during day. So that time I had nothing to do, and I was like, what to do now? And he was 4 months old, and I still had 2 months to join back in my job. So I started looking for opportunities. I started with LinkedIn. Before that, I was never available on social media. And then I started getting some opportunities like for training. Why training? Because I had analytics background. So I started getting analytics projects, not very big projects to start with, but yes, teaching Excel to students, teaching Power BI to students, small projects. And all the opportunities were online. So I was very, very comfortable and I started with it. See, I get multiple projects. Sometimes there is an overlap as well. And to execute one, I have to, either settle down on the dates or I have to leave the project if the client is not changing the dates. And there is a huge inflow of projects, because I'm into multiple trainings. That is, I think, one point because of which I'm getting multiple projects. For example, I'm just, giving trainings on Excel. Then probably I will not get so many projects because my skill set is quite broad. Excel, Power BI, WordPress, then I have SQL. This is the reason I have huge inflow of projects in hand. So freelancing model, if we talk about, it has a very, very bright future and you can work on your own terms if I talk about the benefits. There were two major challenges. One was when you are not settled in that business and you are a newcomer, people want you to work free. And this is especially the case with colleges. They are like, come and take a free session. If you will like your work, then probably in future we will give you a paid project. So that was one bigger issue, that you are going there, investing your time and you are getting nothing. But I never did a paid project. I was very, very clear since very starting that yes, I want to change, the way I work. I do not want to go out because my baby is small. I want to switch to this freelancing model, but I never did any unpaid project. And number two, I was not anywhere on social media. I think social presence is very, very important if you are a freelancer. If you are able to sell your skills to the people on social media, you will get work. You do not need the support of any other company in between. Individually, also, you can get good projects if you have a skill set and you are socially available. I would like to add one more point, like networking is another point. If you know like who is the right audience for your skill set, you need to connect them and you need to, make them aware that this is what you are doing. This helps a lot. I think maximum work I got is because of this reason, that I have connected with the right people on LinkedIn. Right people are actually looking at my post. And it's not like that you created your account on LinkedIn and you will say that I'm available on social media, right? You are present on social media. You cannot say that. You have to be very, very regular with your post. You have to tell them what you do. If you say that I am taking Power BI trainings, then you should continuously talk about Power BI features on your work so that people are looking at that and they are getting that trust that yes, she knows about it.
Wow. So that's really cool. I mean, Bharti, because normally we have seen, people who are freelancers are either like people of very young age, wherein they are mostly students or they are taking it up as a part-time opportunity along with their studies, or even if they complete their studies, they are not getting a mainstream job and then they go for freelancing. Someone who's trying to start a business goes for freelancing. So there are different aspects like how a person moves into freelancing. But then once a person has got into that phase of freelancing, what should be the next step? Because somewhere we cannot be stagnant there. We cannot wait for people to send in projects for us. So what should be the next step as a freelancer to build your brand?
Yes. So if you are a freelancer, you have started with this, then the next step would be that keep yourself updated. That is very important. Like I started in 2018 September, and that time, whatever Power BI I knew, I think today I know 500 plus, 500% more than that today. And it's all because of this reason, that if you are teaching people, you are getting them aware about Power BI. First of all, you have to be aware about each and everything, new things coming in the market. Like Power BI was launched in 2015. This is just one example. I can talk about Excel and WordPress as well, right? But after that, Microsoft has launched like 200 more features on that Power BI, which was introduced in 2015. So you have to be regular. You have to keep yourself updated. Then only your audience is going to come back to you again, right? That is very, very important. It's not one time effort. It's a very, very regular practice. And I did not start with all these skills together. Like, yes, I'm taking training on Excel as well, on Power BI as well, on WordPress as well, or SQL as well. I started with Excel, moved to Power BI. Then when I entered in data analytics, I got to know that SQL is another skill I have to work on. I cannot teach people Excel and Power BI. I have to, make my horizon wide. When I'm talking about data analytics, like analytics is not a small job or a small area or small domain. Then I moved to SQL. Then with time, when people started moving online, I jumped into WordPress as well. So I think this is a regular practice. So probably if you would be taking in my interview after 2 years, I would be giving you the list of 6, 7 skills instead of four. You know what? In freelancing model, I think if you are working independently, I mean, as a single individual, I think you are carrying a team. How? Because you are working on that part as well, that you need to take care of your sales part as well, that you are bringing enough client, you are handling them as well, and you are doing enough work on social media that you are getting leads. Then conversion of those leads, that is one side, and another side is that you are keeping yourself updated with the content part, right? So basically you are carrying a whole team on your shoulders as a single person. So that is the main thing, and I think it's giving you 360-degree growth in the market. When we are working in an MNC, what happens? Whatever work you get, you are just doing that. You are never focusing on that part. If this, I can learn this, or I can, learn that. If something comes in MNC where your manager requires different skill sets, so probably he would be picking some other employee and he will say, you do it because you know it, right? He's not going to come to me and will say that, Bharti, learn this, you have to do this. That kind of mindset is never there. So I learned, I would say in last 3 to 4 years, I learned, which I never learned in 12 years corporate career. So this is the kind of ratio.
Wow, I guess that's a lot of learning. There's a lot of doing things, and there's a lot of management. And that's how businesses start. So like even when I normally coach solo entrepreneurs, and most of them, if they're young, they come from this model of doing business, that is like a freelancing model where they get projects, they get paid for it. Some of them are satisfied, they just keep on that cycle, continuing that cycle without even thinking how it will move ahead. But then that's somewhere our job to pull them out and tell them that even this can be scaled, the skills that you have can be scaled to another level with the help of another model. So coming down to the next question from you, there are youngsters who follow freelancing model as a substitute for a mainstream job. Right. And sometimes at a very young age where you don't have a lot of exposure to what corporate expectations are or what corporate life is, somewhere it clashes their I could say their work journeys, and they feel that a freelancing model is not a good model to work at, or like they feel that I'll wait for that one big project to come into my line. I have seen those cases in my with my clients, that they just keep on waiting when that one big project will come in so that I can pitch for it. They have rejected 50 of projects, and when you ask them the reason is that I'm not getting that kick to start that project, or maybe like I'm not getting that amount to start that project. It's not that big project, it's just a small project. Why should I waste my time and energy into it? So like, what's your thought into it? Going with a mix of small and big, like how to start at a young age with freelancing model?
See, to start with, I think you can do both the things simultaneously. Because if you take my example, what happened when my joining date came later on, after 2 or 3 months of my start, then I did not join. I made my mind that I have just started and I have started getting good projects, although at very, very low cost, but I started with it. And second thing, I really do not agree, Sakshi, that if you are getting that small project and you are not sure if you will get a big project or not, then from that fear, you are not starting with that at all. One small project, if you deliver, I'm pretty sure it's going to bring so many big projects for you. Sometimes what happened, I'm getting one project, but I know just 80% of it. So I'm not going to leave that because of that 20% portion. I will go ahead, I will learn that 20% of the portion and I will deliver 100%. So this is my way of working. Like I get a lot of projects. See, I do not know 100% Power BI, 100% Excel. So sometimes what happens, I'm getting projects where I do not know that 10 or 15% of the portion. So I learn that and I deliver. And this is how you grow.
Yeah, exactly. And somewhere like coming down to the next part where the world saw pandemic, we saw digital transformations happening in businesses and corporates. Definitely, you are a freelancer who's more into kind of digital works. So for you, it must have been a different phase altogether. But for people who have been into a mixed kind of services, who were offering a physical kind of service as well as a freelancing part, they could feel like a lot of I could say, I mean, there was a total shutdown. We know how things went for the past 2 years, and now like things are getting changed very fast. It did change very fast. So for you, like right now, I would like to ask you, like how this affected your business as a freelancing model.
It had a very, very positive impact on my business. Everything transitioned to online, and I was very happy. Earlier, when I was working physically, I was just targeting the clients around my home, right? And that too on a very, very selected dates. Like if my baby is not fine, I have to take a leave. If somebody is not available at home to take care of him, I have to take a leave. But when it shifted to online, I had that flexibility of time basically, and it was saving my traveling as well, and it was very, very helpful for me. And moreover, apart from local area, I could cover like any places. I went global also. I made few students in Canada, US, China, and all that. So it had a very, very positive impact, I think, for the whole freelancing industry.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, not only you, Bharti, like we have talked to a lot of entrepreneurs on the show, and most of them, like, 90% has this fact that, they could realize this fact that pandemic was the accelerator. It proved down to be something that brought new innovations in the industry. It like, really put the people, it did put the people on a halt. It did put the businesses on halt, but then later it did give a solution also, and it fast tracked the business processes. And maybe like that was an innovational phase that was required in businesses, that people were delaying. The effect was getting delayed. We were thinking that okay, it's a technology only, even if we use something better will come down in the 2 years, and then we'll start using some technology. So people were delaying their processes or delaying their technological aspects, whereas like pandemic could actually accelerate it very fast in like just a year or so. So that's how like it all started, and greatly now it has a very positive impact. Positive impact in the current business world. So speaking ahead about like what are your future vision of like how you would like to shape this up in future?
See, I feel a lot of work, and sometimes what happened, my reminder list is so long, like 20 points, 22 points, to be very, very honest. And I don't get time to execute all on the right time. And if they get delayed, it's my loss. So I'm planning to hire a team very soon so that I can deliver, maximum projects I'm getting. And probably in future, then I can plan to raise a fund as well. This is my vision, like 5 years down the line, I would say.
Wow, that's really amazing to hear, Bharti, because if you don't have a vision for your own work, like whatever it be, whether it be a freelancing model or even if you put up a startup in that case, but if you're not having a vision, then definitely you will see yourself standing at the same place even after 3 years or 5 years. So that's very important, and that's something somewhere shows us that you want to take this ahead to another level, where you would employ teams, you would talk to people, where you would bring in more projects for your teams, for yourself to survive as a brand. So definitely it's going to be a lot of activities happening, a lot of processes being put up, and then like you will be at another stage, at another level altogether. So for all the viewers who are watching right now this video, I would say that it's important that you start visualizing what you will do for the next 3 years, or for the next 2 years, next 5 years down the line. Because once you don't visualize, you don't take the action steps. So if you're not taking those action steps small and small, then you will not see that huge difference after 1 year. If you want to see that huge difference after 1 year, you need to take one step each day. So that's how it's actually done. When we're talking with Bharti right now, she's come up right now on the show, and she's talking about what she takes to look as her brand in the next years to come. And that's like something amazing, because you can't talk until and unless you have your own confidence on it. And once you're speaking in front of public, then it becomes a liability that I need to prove it and I need to bring it through anyhow. So even that also helps you to broaden your mindset and think about other ways of how I can do it, like, or how I can move ahead. So that's I would say, like, hats off to you, Bharti, because you're doing an amazing job these years. And me and my team at Mindynamics wish you success for the years to come. That from Bharti we come to know you as a different brand altogether who deals with data analytics and other stuff, interesting stuff that you're doing right now. So thank you for being on the show today, and we really loved talking to you and gaining a lot of knowledge about how you are running your freelancing model.
Thank you so much, Saakshi. Thanks a lot.
As a business owner, I have been through journeys of ups and downs. I have been through a journey where my physical health was not supporting my mental health, and that both started conflicting and it started affecting my business. I know many of you are in such situations. I know we are in such situations as a solo business entrepreneur, where we get stuck at one place and we find it very difficult to move on. Fortunately, I had mentors in my life who supported me always and helped me at every stage of my business. I could get this, but I know many people don't get this all. I could relate to the concept because I was from a corporate background, but I know the pains of the people who are not from a corporate background. They have never done jobs, but they start with a business model. Now, if you are someone who is a solo entrepreneur running the business solely, then I have something for you. Here is a book that I have curated specially for solo entrepreneurs and small business owners. We have some motivational stories, some business secrets revealed by some of the top entrepreneurs who are successfully doing their business today. Right away, just click down in the description box, click on the link and grab your copy today.